Yo, welcome in, everybody, really. Welcome in, family. This is Sports with Balls. I am your host, Jeff Michael, here with the one and only Rachel at OJ.
What's up?
What is it?
Rachel at OJ.
At OJ.
At Game Day OJ.
At Game Day OJ on Twitter. Man, look, before we even get this show going, you had said something to me after the show last week that you are 62% this year in betting?
Yeah, just about. It was 61, like 0.6 something.
Oh my goodness.
Yep. I do a sports betting segment on the TV show that I do locally here in Houston, and I give out picks at the end of every episode, and I usually give out about 3 picks. And yeah, it was like 33 and 22 and 2 pushes.
Dude, that's gangster.
Yeah.
I mean, look, in the betting world, if you're 55%, you're considered just outrageously good. Now, you can make a living if you're 55%.
Yep.
Like, almost.
It's profit.
To be 62% that's phenomenal. Like, way to go.
Thank you.
Hopefully, I assisted in some of those. I don't know.
Probably. I wouldn't doubt it, for sure.
Maybe. But listen, y'all, we're sitting down here at Christian's Tailgate, 2000 Bagby. Get down here. The place is already jumping off. There's no NFL football this week, well, up until Saturday. So we don't have any games tonight, but there is plenty going on. Christian's Tailgate, they have beer specials, drink specials. Their food, #1 hamburger in the whole city. That's pretty crazy.
I want one.
They're delicious.
I'm hungry.
Look, he's eating one right there. Grubbing.
Oh, that looks fantastic. He's going to town.
He's grubbing down. Look, y'all get down here to Chris's Tailgate, man. We're having a blast. We're live. This is Sports with Balls, brought to you by Smarter Mortgage and David Carrier over there, 281-650-0648. Mention SWB, get a free quote ASAP. Also, attorney Brian White. You want a real attorney with real results? Real attorney with real results. I messed that up. Sorry, Brian. But, man, call him. Personal injury. This guy is phenomenal. Just give him a call. 713. This is the best number ever. 713-500-5000.
That is very catchy. And, that's part of marketing. Not that I'm a marketing expert, but you make it memorable. People will remember you. I mean, we all know Mike Jones' phone number, right?
Right. Yeah, we do. I love that song too. I sing it to my kid. He's like, "What is it?" I put it on YouTube the other day, and he you don't really want your kid listening to all the words to that whole song, but he knows the chorus and everything too. And I was like, "Oh my god."
H-Town.
Yeah, man. But yeah, look, attorney Brian White, man, 713. If you're locked up, and by any means, y'all don't get locked up, but if you are, this is the easiest number ever. 713-500-5000. Like, that just sticks.
It sticks.
That sticks. Good for you, attorney Brian White. Look, man, Sports with Balls is back, full effect, man. Let's get it going, man. Let's get it popping. Welcome in, y'all. Welcome into Sports with Balls. Jeff Michael here with Rachel Von Aranya. Did I get it right?
Yeah, you did.
I did. Wow.
Way to go. We've only been doing this for months.
Know.
It's
Rachel
cool, though.
Von Aranya.
It's cool.
I love it, man. Look, follow her. Her handles are right here. Well, that's mine. Hers is over there. So follow hers.
Right here.
There you go. 62% gambling this year. That is just insane. Like, if you don't follow her and you gamble, you're an idiot.
Yeah, you're an idiot. And if you live in Houston and you don't watch my TV show, you're also an idiot, because that's where you get all the picks.
That's unbelievable. Man, look, okay, so speaking of gambling, the Super Bowl this year, this came out maybe 30 minutes ago, that the Super Bowl this year might be moved. This is absolutely ridiculous, man. I am so tired of this. And look, I understand safety protocols. I understand all this stuff. Like, I get it, but isn't everybody going out everywhere? Are we on lockdown and I don't know it?
Not in this state. I know some other states are getting really, really tight with restrictions. They're flirting with the ideas of shutting down again. With that being said, if you're going to a Super Bowl and you're going to be surrounded by hundreds of thousands, not hundreds of thousands, but, a lot of people, and you're all drinking booze, and I'm assuming you're not wearing your mask the entire game.
You're drinking booze.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
exactly. Like, what is the difference?
With rising, this is what they came out with. Rising COVID-19 cases, the NFL is exploring contingency sites to play the Super Bowl, which is scheduled at SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles on February 13th. Are the hospitals overrun again? Are we on shutdown? Is all the bread and toilet paper gone?
I don't know. And the smart people, the scientists, they already come out and say that this variant isn't as strong as the last one.
Nobody. This is you're not like passing away from this. And I'm sorry for people that I understand that people getting sick, but this is no worse than the flu.
Right.
You don't shut down Super Bowls because of a cold.
Nope, and it always happens during flu season, right? So.
I mean, look, there's conspiracy theorists everywhere. This is sports with balls for a reason, though. So you don't like my opinion, then get off. But
Yep, true.
I mean, I just don't understand shutting down or moving. If you're going to move it, I guess that makes sense. But man, if you're in LA and you have plans on going to the Super Bowl, by the way, I think I might be going to the Super Bowl. More information on that on Monday. Yep.
What?
Watch out.
Okay.
The sports with balls might be at the Super Bowl, but we'll talk about that Monday.
Okay.
Anyways, the thing is, like Kevin Anthony just said, I drank beers with Alex Bregman yesterday. Tailgate had thousands of people in close proximity. This was at the LSU game, if I'm correct.
Right, Texas Bowl.
Yeah, the Texas Bowl. So, I guess it's getting worse, but what's getting worse? People are getting sick?
I can almost guarantee you, I haven't read the article. I've had my face in a different laptop all day.
Yep.
But I'm guessing it is probably maybe Los Angeles is flirting with the idea of kind of shutting things down, or they could be like New York has been for quite some time, where you have to have you have to show a vaccination card to go walk into a restaurant. Well, now you have to have one to work in the city of New York, which is my territory at my other job. Like everybody that I hire has to be vaccinated now. So I'm assuming the NFL. Look, the NFL wants the Super Bowl in LA. That's where you want it. You want it at that beautiful new stadium. It's a key destination. It's a marquee city. They want it in LA. Trust me, they do. If they can keep it in LA, they will. But if LA comes out with a rule that says, so many people can't be in a congested space like this, or they may say everybody has to have a vaccination card. That puts strains on the NFL to maybe just want to go throw it in Houston or something, somewhere a little more open, Miami.
Yeah, Miami, Vegas. Vegas, that's that new stadium. I don't know which one's better, SoFi or the Raiders. I am ultra sensitive to people that are passing away from people are saying probably the last words of someone that died. Look, there's people that pass away from all sorts of reasons all over the place.
Right.
Car wrecks, flus, lightning strikes, whatever the case may be. This is a sporting event. I get it. Eventually, you're going to have to move forward.
Right. No, you do.
Where, people, look, you're going, you just said, you're going to Super Bowl. You take risk.
Right. A high-risk person, a person that is at risk, I'm assuming, knows that they're at risk, that they have a low immune system, right? Because they're probably not able to get vaccinated. Most people that are high risk cannot get vaccinated. Sure. They're not going to be at the Super Bowl.
No. And that's what's frustrating to me. It's dude, if you buy tickets to the Super Bowl and you want to go to the Super Bowl, then you know what you're getting yourself into. If you're a bartender at night and you work in a hot club and you go there every night, then you know the situation. They're knowing your risk. And I'm not saying it's a risk reward situation, right? But this is not a live or die. I don't think.
Right.
Going to the Super Bowl isn't going to kill you.
Right. This isn't their job. This isn't putting food on the table. Anybody that can afford to go to the Super Bowl in the first place is doing all right. Yeah. Those tickets ain't cheap.
Yeah, people are jumping all over saying hope it doesn't affect the rodeo. Ronell said it's already affected some Astros season, the spring training, or not spring training, but Fan Fest and stuff like that. Lucas says, what's up, OJ?
What's up, Lucas?
Yeah, my boy Lucas. Love Lucas. But look, man, we're obviously getting a little rowdy in here. I love it. Welcome into Sports with Balls. Please leave your comments. Welcome in people on Twitter. Welcome in people on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, all of them, man. Welcome in, you guys. Please comment, leave your comments. We'll try to get to them as quick as we can. But right now we're talking about the NFL maybe postponing the Super Bowl or moving the Super Bowl from SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles. Came out today that they could possibly be moving it. It's just, wow, man. This stuff is really affecting things again like this. It's bothersome to me because here's my thing. This isn't going away.
Right.
I'm sorry. COVID's here to stay. It's just like the flu. It's just like anything else. It's not going away. So you learn to live with it. But The NFL can do what they want. If y'all want to move it to Vegas, I'm down with that. I'll go to Vegas. Miami, I'm down with that too.
Yeah.
LA is probably the last place I would want to go for a Super Bowl, actually.
Out of those options, yeah. I was just in Miami about 3 weeks ago. Like, it is very nice right now. I was sitting on the beach in December. I was like, what is up?
Yeah, I mean, who knows? And the people in LA, man, I'm sorry. There's some of y'all that agree with me. There's some of y'all that don't, but whatever, man. I can't please everybody.
I feel bad for the businesses, honestly.
Yeah, I mean,
how much revenue that brings to
yeah,
town.
if you lose the Super Bowl, I mean, billions of dollars.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Hotels, restaurants, bars, clubs, taxi cabs, Ubers. I mean, you go down the line. Airbnbs. I mean, like anybody. You're talking about billions of dollars, man. Kevin Anthony, wow. I don't know if I can say that on air, but that's a good point. Wow. All right, welcome into Sports with Balls, y'all. Sitting over here discussing the Super Bowl. Welcome, Kevin, Rennell, Aaron. Oh, man, my boy Lucas, all y'all that are watching over there on Twitter and everything, man. Our handles will be flashed across the bottom throughout the show. And, man, what's yours just for the radio listeners? What is yours?
At Game Day OJ on Twitter. That's OHJ. At Game Day OJ, and on Instagram, just at Game Day OJ, 2 letters OJ.
OJ. And 62% this year gambling.
Yes.
So if y'all need a loan, hit her up, Twitter. Well, actually, not a loan. If you just want some good gambling advice, that way you don't have to take out a loan.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go. Hit her up.
We're here to make money, not lose it.
Yeah, there you go. Look, let's stick with the NFL just for a minute. Today, some news broke about Jim Harbaugh really considering leaving Michigan and making it back to the NFL.
I feel like every year we hear this. You know, how much? Who's the source? What is the source on this? Is it Adam? Is it Shefty?
Is it Shefty?
If it's not, I don't give it too much credence.
Right?
Especially this is the best year he's had. He made it to the college football playoffs. He finally got the proverbial monkey off of his back, right?
Sure.
He beat Ohio State.
Yeah.
Every year before this, I've thought the dude was on the hot seat.
Me too. Well, at least the last 3 years.
Yeah, but I feel like Michigan fan base, I don't think that. I mean, actually looking at the Vegas betting tickets and everything, there are people that actually did expect them to go to the championship and beat Georgia. Y'all are idiots. But I don't think that reasonable Michigan fan, if that exists, really thought that they were going to beat either Alabama or Georgia this year. That was their Super Bowl, or their championship game. It was beating Ohio State.
And we said that. I think you were on the show prior to that game, and I said that Michigan beat, that was the monkey on the back, like you said. And man, and it was an incredible game. Snowing. Like it was phenomenal to watch. A great win for them, and he did get to the college football playoffs. But if there's so there's 3 teams that I just thought of immediately, right? Jacksonville, Chicago, Las Vegas.
Yeah, well, hopefully, you said Jacksonville. First thing on my brain is maybe don't go get another college coach that is kind of tyrannic, for lack of a better word.
Yeah. Tyrannic.
Tyrannic. Yeah. Is that even a word? Like, I'm not talking about the T-Rex. I'm talking about, like tyranny. Like, his shtick, Harbaugh's shtick doesn't work in the NFL. We saw it at the 49ers. I don't know how many people, I don't know who made more young men retire quickly. It is between Joe Judge and Jim Harbaugh. Like, it had so many people.
I don't know, though. His record was 44-19, 69%. All right, that's higher than Bill Belichick. Now, granted, smaller
way smaller sample size.
Way smaller sample size. But he took Colin Kaepernick to a Super Bowl, and Colin Kaepernick can't even get a job in the NFL right now, regardless of your stance on him. Like, just strictly on skills.
They had an epic team. They had a really good
team.
Their defense was stellar. They were running the ball with anybody that they wanted to. Like, still are, really, with Shanahan. But with that being said,
and Alex Smith, that's the only 2 quarterbacks he had. It was 49-19 or 44-19.
No, that's fantastic. It was great. It was great until it wasn't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That 19 came after there was no more, of the players that he had. But my point is that players got to a point where they didn't want to go play for him because, like we've said before, right? When you're winning, you can pull you can get away with a lot of the stuff that you want to. But when you're not winning, it don't work no more. And I remember several young players choosing to retire just to get out of their contracts, to leave the 49ers when he was there. Same thing with Joe Judge up in New York. And I just don't think that shtick, that college shtick where you're just kind of maniacal. And we saw stories come out after that of how crazy he was. Some of the things he was demanding that players do was just insane. It works a lot better in college when it's young men who aren't getting paid more than you are.
Well, and so to your point about that is right now, with the transfer portals and coaches jumping everywhere, college football is mayhem. Like, it's crazy. These kids can transfer anywhere they want at any time. All right, and there's some like car dealership in Alabama that wants to give a kid $10 million.
Yeah,
they can now.
Yep.
There's no laws right now in college football. There's not a commissioner, so it's hard now to keep the same players. We see it every day on the headlines. So and so enter transfer portal. So and so enter transfer portal. And you're like, what? Well, like, where are all these people going?
Yeah.
And so I would think that he would want to move out of Michigan, because I'm not really sure if Michigan's a top. Well, 3 or 4 years from now, if Michigan's really going to be that high quality of a college to go to as far as sports are concerned, I don't know if you're going to want to go up there. You're going to want to go to the USC's, the University of Miami's, the big cities. Dallas SMU's probably going to start getting really, really good recruits. And I just think with Jim Harbaugh, he wants structure, right? He's a very disciplined coach. He's almost like John Gruden-ish. Like very disciplined. And I think college is kind of getting away from him like that. And I think the NFL might be a good fit for him, especially if he goes to somebody like Vegas, where he's already got a quarterback, he's already got a running back, he's already got wide receivers and tight ends. I mean, he's walking into a pretty good position. Jacksonville, oh, man, dude.
I hope they're done with hiring these big, loudmouth college coaches over there. Like, they need some structure. They need a veteran. And I don't even care about the Jaguars.
Did you see the Bill O'Brien thing?
What about it?
That Bill O'Brien was thinking about leaving and going to Jacksonville?
Is Jacksonville truly interested? I still think even running a good offense at Alabama, which I don't know how much. Right, same thing that he did with the Patriots. No, it's still fresh in everyone's mind. You can ask anybody of any fan base that watches football, even casually. Everybody knows Bill O'Brien. It was just horrible. Like, he's up there with Urban Meyer, except worse, because he was also the GM.
Yeah, that whole move,
terrible.
That bothered me when the Texans,
think it's too fresh.
When the Texans made him GM. But so out of the 3 teams, like I said, let's just say Harbaugh chooses to go. Jacksonville, I don't know. That is a rough situation. Granted, maybe a system that he had would fit in. I've never known Jim Harbaugh to be some crazy offensive-minded coach. Like,
no.
Never. But Chicago, that's another interesting choice. They've got a decent running back, decent defense, and they've got a rookie quarterback that he can mold. But Las Vegas is ready to go.
Vegas would be my choice. Not only that, I'd just be spending how many years at Michigan. I'm ready to get the heck out of the cold. You know what I mean? I'm not trying
Chicago, go down the street.
That. Yeah. I'm not trying to go to Jacksonville where it's just there's too much.
That's a college town.
Yeah, maybe that's a good fit for him. I don't know. But it would have to be the Raiders, and you can't disregard them, because look at what Derek Carr has done and what the team is doing. They still win games even whenever he's turning the ball over.
Yeah,
but losing Darren Waller, losing Kenyon Drake, losing
Henry
Ruggs. I'm not talking just, these aren't just like mediocre players on the team. These are key
all-pro
players on the offense.
Pros.
Yeah,
definitely.
All the injury, and then losing your coach, all that distraction and everything. And Derek Carr, he's not going to get MVP this year, but he certainly deserves to. Anybody that watches football knows what the hell they're talking about. He deserves to be in the conversation. And the Raiders, man, I would love if I was him. That would be my choice.
That's where you're going. Man, I think Las Vegas fits him perfectly, and Jim Harbaugh is what I would say a decent NFL coach, right?
I just don't feel like I know enough yet. I really don't. The sample size for me is not enough. I wouldn't personally, I wouldn't want to take a chance on him. But you look at the ownership there, they clearly don't have issues with coaches that are kind of don't really cater to the player. It's not a player's coach.
Yes.
Not a player's coach.
Yep.
And that is the new wave right now in the NFL, is going younger. It's players' coaches. Harbaugh is kind of like the Gruden type, kind of like the Bill Belichick type. And we know Bill Belichick that style don't work anywhere except New England. I feel like that's one of the teams that might actually be crazy enough to consider Harbaugh.
And you need a quarterback. Like in the NFL right now, you see what doesn't work.
Right.
Like if you don't have a quarterback, you're not successful. Even Bill Belichick, with the genius of a mind he is, without Tom Brady, he's not that successful. He's just not. I mean, all the greats, Andy Reid, Pat Mahomes made him look like a genius.
Yep.
All these great coaches have to have, the top 10 quarterbacks, and then you're considered a great coach. So if I was Harbaugh, out of those options, Vegas for sure. Jacksonville, somebody's going to have to come in and really change that franchise around.
Yeah, they need a complete overhaul.
They don't even have like a mojo. They don't have it like what's Jacksonville? Like they're not known for their defense, not known for their running game, not known for their quarterback. Like literally, you start from ground zero, like nothing.
Yeah, and you know what? That's a team that should have been known for their running backs this year.
Yep.
But apparently, Urban Meyer kind of had a vendetta against what's his name? Robinson.
Robinson, yep.
Yeah,
James Robinson.
James Robinson didn't give him the carries and the touches that he should have had. Jacksonville does not have an identity. Their identity is a young quarterback whose stats are comparable to Davis Mills right now. That's not an identity, but at the same time, Trevor Lawrence may end up making people want to come there, and that's the only bright spot is people still look at the prospect of Trevor Lawrence and go, you know what, they get things right. Like he could be a really big bright spot for the NFL, but right now the highlight of Trevor Lawrence is those Subway commercials.
I think the highlights is 9 interceptions and 1 touchdown in 9 games.
Yeah,
that's
not great.
That's going to be hard to beat.
They have too much talent on that team. I feel like, at least I thought coming into the season, there was some big names on that team. I was really surprised at that. But you know what? The Jacksonville Jaguars are sitting at the bottom of a division that includes the Houston Texans.
Yeah.
It's not
ugly,
good.
Ugly.
It's the oppression Olympics in the
the
AFC South.
Yeah, Jacksonville and Houston are both in really bad shape. Look, another team that's about to be without their quarterback is the Pittsburgh Steelers. An emotional scene this past Monday night in Pittsburgh. I knew it would be. It's Big Ben's last game this coming up week. That was his last home game, and it was great to watch. Just like we said. I mean, I told you, take Pittsburgh. It was only -3. I was like, dude, eat it up all day long. The whole team played well for him. And it was fun to watch Big Ben. And he's going out now. And we all know that now in 18, 19 seasons. Without a doubt, Ben Roethlisberger is a Hall of Famer. He's been to 3 Super Bowls and won 1. Man, where does he stand among the all-time greats?
Ooh, I don't know. Because I think that whenever you include things like that, and whenever you say, like, where does somebody rank amongst the all-time greats, at that point, it's no longer just about statistics, is it? It's about moxie. It's about what were you to the fan base or to a town or to a state, depending on, what your franchise is to that state or to that region. What do you mean? Like, how iconic are you? It's kind of like the MVP question, right? Is how do you define it? Well, there really is no definition to most valuable player. I don't think there is a definition to where does he rank among the greats, but I certainly know that he is way up there.
Yeah.
Way up there. Probably, gotta be
top
20? That's exactly what I was going to say, yeah.
I wouldn't say top 10.
There was a great before him, and that's the thing that kind of hinders his thing, right?
Well, and look, he inherited. Look, Big Ben has never lacked for wide receivers. Pittsburgh's the ultimate wide receiver drafting franchise. They've had great after great after great, and
defense.
He had the bus.
Oh, I forgot about the bus.
Plenty of years, Jerome Bettis ran behind him, and you break it down. They've also had just the defenses. Big Ben is like Josh Allen's like Big Ben, except for a little bit more aggressive and more athletic.
Yeah.
But Big Ben was always bigger than everybody, always taller than everybody, had his huge arm. When all these other quarterbacks were playing in the league that weren't the Aaron Rodgers, the Brett Favres, the Tom Brady's, they were running around, slinging the ball. Big Ben sitting in the pocket, just ducking, ducking linemen. And he had a lot of God-given talent that I don't think he did enough with. I just don't. I think he did. He played well just because he's big, great arm, and just he was a great athletic talent. Well, a great quarterback talent, but he could have done so much more. I don't think he put enough effort into the off seasons. I don't think that he just didn't connect with a lot of people. Like you said, a moxie and a certain kind of genre that surrounds him. You don't feel like he's up there with Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers only won 1 Super Bowl, but you would put him way above Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah. I guess so.
And Brett Favre and Tom, well, obviously Tom and Joe Montana, John Elway, Dan Marino. He's not close to those guys.
Look, one thing, just to play devil's advocate, I'm not some Big Ben advocate or anything like that. But with that being said, Big Ben, just in comparison to Aaron Rodgers, has played in a significantly tougher division throughout his entire career. You had the reign of the Baltimore Ravens. Yep. You had Marvin Lewis's Bengals, and they never did anything in the playoffs. But still, with that being said, they were always good. And everybody that went up against the Steelers, especially within the division, they always, I used to love watching the Bengals and Vontaze Burfict and Adam Pac-Man Jones. When they would play the Steelers, for me, it was appointment TV. I wanted to watch it because you knew no matter what, that was going to be one hell of a game. There were going to be huge hits. That being said, that division has been a lot tougher than Aaron Rodgers. If Big Ben and that Steelers team had played in the division that Aaron Rodgers has, do you not think that is it too crazy to think that he might have actually won multiple rings?
I don't know. And again, he went to 3. That's man,
a lot.
Going to 3 Super Bowls is unbelievable.
That's more than Rodgers,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, I think Rodgers been to 2, lost 1. I don't know. Like you said, top 20. I don't put Big Ben up there in the top 10. There's a lot of great quarterbacks that came before him.
Terry Bradshaw hurts him because that's an icon.
Bengals, Steelers, Ravens, Browns. Incredible division, like you said. I don't know my thought process with Big Ben. He's not flashy. He's always had great receivers, he's always had a great defense, he's always had a great running back.
Had a Hall of Fame offensive line.
Yeah,
Marquise Pouncey, and all the boys in their prime.
I think you take away his longevity, which is 19 years. You only put him in 12 years or 13 years, like most of the quarterbacks. Does he get in the Hall of Fame?
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely. You want to bet on it?
No, you're 60,
I'm always looking.
You're 62%.
I'm always looking.
I ain't betting nothing with you.
All right, that's cool. Nah, he's gonna get in.
So Big Ben leaves Pittsburgh. I'll stay on this subject for a minute. Where does Pittsburgh stand now? Does Desean Watson go in there? Does Aaron Rodgers jump in there this offseason? They have options. They have a great young wide receiving core. A great core. Deontay Johnson and Claypool are phenomenal. Najee Harris.
A little immature, but
Najee Harris finally had a breakout game.
Oh, yeah.
So he is going to be something good, too. So you put a great quarterback back there, or a B+, like a Dak Prescott type quarterback. If you put an A+ quarterback in Pittsburgh next year, you're going to have major problems. Like TJ Watt might break the sack record this week.
Yeah, he's phenomenal.
And missing 2 games. 2.5.
I did not ever think there was a chance in hell that his little brother, J.J. Watt, I say his, like everybody knows, the J.J. Watt's little brothers, that any of them would ever compare to him. It is amazing what T.J. Watt has done. But with that being said, it just popped into my head right now. I know that later on in the show we're going to talk about Baker Mayfield, and I don't mean to take control of the wheel
no, go ahead.
Look at me, I'm the captain now.
Do it.
But what if Baker Mayfield... I know that he's not going to get traded within the division. This is just hypothetical.
Look,
But if they choose not to, he's on a player option, right?
Yeah, no, Baker. So he
could be a free agent.
Let's jump into it. Yeah, Baker and the Cleveland Browns have an issue there. You've got death threats coming from your own fans. You've had 4 different coaches. You have coaching problems, fan problems, player problems. Your wife is all over the internet causing problems. Baker's got issues in Cleveland. He needs a change of scene.
He does, and it's unfortunate for him. I was at the game where he dislocated his shoulder, and he literally popped it back into place on the field. There was a NFL highlights film. He was mic'd up that game, but it was versus the Texans. I was there. He literally dislocated his shoulder. The very next play, he takes on, I think, a blitzing defensive back and shoves him down, throws him in the ground. That's a tough dude. I'm not a Baker stan. Not a Baker stan at all, but I think that he needs a change of scenery. And I don't think that the Browns, I don't think that they're really that interested in continuing with him. That's a fan base that is hungry.
Yeah, hungry. And the thing is, look,
Go to the Steelers.
Yeah, well, that's interesting. Last year they beat the Steelers for their first playoff win in a very long time. And Cleveland fell in love with Baker Mayfield. They thought they had their franchise quarterback. If you get rid of Baker Mayfield, and look, that's the most depressing team in the entire NFL this year. They have more talent than anybody in the whole NFL. Their defense is great. Their secondary in the defense is great. Their running backs are phenomenal, probably the best too. Their wide receivers their tight ends are the best in football. And you can't even make the playoffs?
Again, it's a tough... I know that Baker just came out yesterday, said that he's having an immediate offseason surgery. He's not. And when I say offseason, I know that we're still technically in season. It is now his offseason. He is not starting next week. He's having surgery immediately, trying to go ahead and get in the rehab process.
I didn't think he should have played last game.
He probably shouldn't, but they were still, I guess, technically in the hunt, so they had to.
I don't think anybody's debating Baker Mayfield's toughness.
No, but
He's
he's
a
played
tough
injured all
kid.
year. It's kind of what I was trying to allude to, all the interceptions and everything. Some of that, I don't have a highlight reel or a low light reel of all of his interceptions this year, but the guy, when you have a severed shoulder, I would assume, right, it's your throwing shoulder, that it's affecting the velocity on your balls, your accuracy, everything like that. So,
since Baker was drafted, he has the most interceptions in the league.
really?
Yes, and 4 different head coaches. And this last weekend, he threw 10 straight incompletions.
Yeah, I saw that.
10 straight incompletions. And these weren't like rough passes. I mean, and look, again, I don't think he should have played in this game. Nobody's debating his toughness at all. I just think Baker and that city are not meshing. Like, they're not.
I think a lot of the problem with the Browns, too, I'm watching that game versus the Steelers. I'm sorry, but you guys knew, maybe you don't want to come out publicly and tell us this. You knew that Baker Mayfield had an injury. We all saw from NFL films that week 2, was it week 2?
He looked like Cam Newton 2 years ago.
Yeah, just terrible. We knew.
Cannot throw the football.
We know he's injured. You're playing against the Steelers. It's still a tight game up until the fourth quarter, probably towards the end of the fourth quarter. Why is Nick Chubb only carrying the ball 12 times?
Yeah,
the offense goes through Nick Chubb, not a hobbled, injured Baker Mayfield.
If you put Desean Watson on that Cleveland team,
Lord,
that is an incredible football team.
Yeah, it is.
They're gonna win. They will win next year for sure. If you put Desean Watson on that, that's an A plus quarterback. I'm taking away all the off field stuff. Just on the field, Desean Watson's phenomenal. He's top 5 in the league.
Yeah.
You put him, he's better than Dak. You put him on that team with that roster, give him those running backs, the Cleveland Browns will probably win the Super Bowl next year. With those tight ends, I mean, God, and that defense, Myles Garrett, they would be unstoppable. Like, that would be an incredible football team. And that's why I don't know how they move off from Baker Mayfield. Like, look, if you're the Texans, you trade immediately Baker Mayfield, 2 number 1s, and y'all can have Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just to get out from underneath Deshaun.
But Baker has to choose to stay, right? With the player option, he has to opt in.
Yeah, I think
for
so.
one more year.
I'd have to look at it, but
I think that's how that works. Yeah, and then you have Deshaun, obviously, with the big wrinkle here. There is, does he want to play in Cleveland?
Yeah. Tough
Who
city.
knows? But again, the Steelers. Go to the Steelers.
That's gonna be
what do you think a
interesting.
healthy Baker Mayfield? After thinking about his rookie season, how good he was his rookie season, he looked good. I think he had 27 touchdowns to 9, 10 interceptions.
Yeah, I mean, he's had his moments, and again, this year he's been hurt. Like, not one injury, not 2 injuries, but like 3 or 4 injuries.
Quite a few.
Like, he's been hurt. So man, Baker in that Cleveland. Look, for us in radio, us in TV, this is great. This makes for an incredible offseason.
Content, baby.
Content. I'm really interested. And again, I'll say, since you said Pittsburgh, you throw Deshaun Watson on the Pittsburgh Steelers, you've got another
Lord.
I don't know who'd be better.
Is there no doubt in your mind? I don't think there really is in mine, but I'm curious of your thoughts. Deshaun Watson, after not playing for so long, let's say he's able to suit up week 1 next year. Any worry in your mind, if you're a team that's interested in him, that the rust is going to be maybe all the mental and emotional, psychological?
Does he play preseason?
I would assume, right? He's got to be healthy. He's the healthiest person in the league, probably.
You would think.
Yeah.
If he plays preseason, I don't think there's any rust. I don't know. Look, there's no videos of him being in shape right now. There's no videos of him out playing football. I don't know.
Doesn't even go in public.
Yeah, I don't know what his off-season. I don't even know where he is. He's probably not in Texas. I have no idea. Mm-hmm. But Deshaun Watson is a top 5 quarterback, no doubt, in the NFL. No doubt. And so he's up there with Aaron Rodgers. He's up there with all those. I mean, look at what he's done.
Those are big words.
Dude, look at what he did the last 2 years with the Texans before all this stuff. I mean, he would be in MVP talks this year.
There was no deep playoff runs or anything like that, but I mean, I know
his numbers
were insane, especially the last season.
And I get it. A lot of those,
despite being 4-12,
a lot of those were junkyards. The Texans were playing from behind a lot, but Deshaun Watson gives you a chance to win
for sure.
Absolutely, like better than Baker Mayfield, better than Ben Roethlisberger, better than Dak Prescott. You put Deshaun on the Cowboys, it's over.
Wow.
I mean, look.
I feel like when Dak is hot, I don't know about that, man.
Dak, what?
When Dak is hot, Dak is hot. But also Dak is working with way more than I've ever seen Desean Watson have to work with. So I don't know. I don't know. It's so hard to compare those two.
How the Cowboys, whatever. We can talk about the Cowboys if you want to. I'm ready for that talk. I have no idea how the Cowboys go from 56 points or whatever to losing at home to a beat-up Arizona team. Like, I just
Yep. I won on that one. I don't know. I picked the Arizona money line. Last minute before the game and then last minute before the Steelers game. Money line.
See,
Not money line. I'm sorry, -1. I got it at -1.
Y'all need to follow Rachel, like, for real. Like, if you want some gambling advice, you need to get with Rachel. See, 62% this year. That is unbelievable. All right, so we talked a little bit about Jim Harbaugh, where he's going to go, Jacksonville, Chicago, Las Vegas, if he makes it to the NFL. Don't know. We talked about the Cleveland Browns, their whole situation. Like, what are they going to do? Do they hold on to Baker? Do they move on from Baker? What does that fan base want to do? I don't know. Tough decisions in Cleveland and in Pittsburgh, where Ben Roethlisberger's retiring, and it's and now you've got another situation with that division. Is Cincinnati looks to be like they are leaps and bounds ahead of everyone.
Yeah, no, Joe Burrow is the truth.
Joe Mixon.
Oh, yeah.
Jamar Chase.
Mixon isn't playing this week. Does that change anything for you about their matchup? I don't even remember who they're matched up against.
No, they play the Browns. Go figure.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, they're done.
The line is Cleveland. Well, there's no way the line's Cleveland. Oh, no, I don't think the Bengals are playing for anything. I don't know. I need to look at that because right now they've got the Browns -6. That I don't know. That looks off to me.
That looks very off. Maybe we should jump. You remember that one time we were doing the show and I was placing bets while we were doing the show? I'm about to do that right now.
Dude, if it is, I'm interested to know if Cleveland has anything to play for. I need to check that out. But very, very welcome into Sports with Balls, y'all. We're just getting warmed up. We got about 25 minutes left in this show. Excited, y'all. Thank y'all for paying attention on Twitter, YouTube, all the channels we're on. Man, we're about to get it on, dude. This is it was a great weekend for sports, and about to be even a better weekend coming up this Saturday. The NFL flexed 2 games: Chiefs at the Broncos, which is going to be a very interesting game, and then my favorite, Cowboys at the Eagles.
That'll be fun. I love every time the Cowboys play the Eagles. Talking about appointment TV with rivalry games. That is one of them. I've witnessed it in person at Lincoln Financial. Where's this one at? Is this in Dallas?
It's in Lincoln.
It's in Lincoln. Ooh,
yeah.
They are crazy over there. Eagles fans are crazy, but oh my gosh, when Dallas, you will see, if you ever go to one of those games there in your section alone, there will be at least 3 fights.
Oh, dude.
Like, dude, they're crazy.
I can't
violent.
Wait. I am waiting for this. This is Saturday. The NFL flexed them, so we've got Saturday and Sunday games now. The Chiefs-Broncos game, it's Chiefs -10 right now. I think I'd jump. I would take the Chiefs -10.
I might be at that game.
Dallas. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Dallas at Philadelphia. Dallas -7. I'm taking the Eagles plus the points. I really don't think that Dallas can run the football that well. And the Eagles are playing a very clock management football right now. Yep. And they run. It's ugly, but they run. They run the clock up. If Philadelphia scores 21, you're going to have a rough time beating them.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Run the ball, limit turnovers, and hold the time of possession. For sure, they're out-possessing teams by a lot of minutes accumulatively. I cannot speak today. But with that being said, no, absolutely, I would take the Eagles. I'm considering doing it right now. Do you think that it'll go? Do you think more people will side with us on this, with the Eagles, and that maybe this line goes down, or do you think that it grows?
Look, if you're basing it on the Dallas Cowboys we saw at home this last week get basically ran over, and I know it looked like a close game, but they never led in that game. It was only close for like 3 minutes. I think Ezekiel Elliott had 16 yards rushing. It was an ugly football game for the Dallas Cowboys. And now you've got to go into a very, very hungry and very, very well-coached Philadelphia team. And Jalen Hurts is getting in a groove. Like, he knows what he needs to do now. He's figured out what he needs to do.
Yeah.
And that's rough.
And he knows what he does well.
Yep.
And they're just focusing on that. And it's funny because I have a lot of friends that are Eagles fans somehow. I don't know how this happened, but I have friends that are Eagles fans. And early this season, they were all losing their minds. They hated Coach Sirianni. They were like, why won't the Eagles run the ball? Why don't they run the ball? Just losing their minds, screaming, run the ball at the TV. Now, the Eagles, Sirianni listened, and they run the ball, and he looks like a really good rookie coach.
Oh, he guaranteed himself 2 more years.
Yeah.
Just off the last 5 or 6 games, probably. And look, again, it's an ugly way of football. It's not fun to watch. It's not pretty.
Yeah.
It's not the Chargers. It's not the Chiefs. You're not slanging it down the field,
Right.
60 yards. But, man, they get it done. It's an old-school bang football.
Yep.
And it's interesting. I don't know if Dallas is ready for that. Dallas wants a shootout, And if they don't figure out a way to bang that ball, if they do not get Ezekiel Elliott 100 yards rushing, they're going to have a really time winning football games.
Where's Tony
Really
Pollard? Can we just focus on him and not Zeke at this point?
I've been saying that the entire season. He's quicker. He looks fresher. He's young. I don't understand. Ezekiel Elliott looks like he's almost checked out. He looks on the tail end of his career.
Yeah. No, I would consider using Zeke maybe more as a receiver, like in screens and quick little slants and everything, and use Tony Pollard to run the ball. And you might catch a team off guard. You just might.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, I was looking at it the other day. I don't know who they might play. Let's see, Dallas Cowboys.
Corey Clements.
Based on head-to-head win percentage, San Francisco might get in. Look, Philadelphia's got all. This game's going to be fun to watch. I'm sorry, it is. Dallas is going to want to win this game, and Philadelphia has everything to play for.
Yeah. No, yeah. Philly's playing for everything. Philly's at home.
Yeah, you're going to see some banging football.
Yeah. Would you take the over or the under on the 42 points? If it's a ground and pound
under.
game.
I think I'd go under. I don't know the weather yet in Philadelphia. It might be cold up there.
Guarantee you it's cold.
And I got a feeling that, this is going to be a real close game. It's going to be rough for Dallas. And if it gets late in the game and Dallas is behind too much and they're already in the playoffs, they're not going to risk it.
Yeah.
They're just going to be like, all right, well, let's just call it a day. Let Philadelphia get in, and we'll see. That's a fun football game. That is a really, really interesting football game. And if I was doing, let's say a parlay bet, I would put them in. I would put Philadelphia to win in a parlay because it's -7. That's going to up your money really big.
Yeah, you love those parlays.
I love. Well, I mean, look, you can place $5 parlay parlay bets and only bet $25 a weekend and have a blast betting. And if one of them hits, you're going to win $1,000.
Yeah, I've never hit on any of those big parlays, so I can't speak to it. I'm one of those very, very old school, just straight bets. But I love it. Maybe I'll do one. Maybe you've inspired me to do a parlay.
I'll send you some this weekend.
All right, help me out.
All right, number 1 is going to be Philadelphia over Dallas. I'll tell you.
We doing straight up?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, just do straight up because that'll kick off your parlay. Now, you can take a cup. I'd take Kansas City -10. I'd take Philadelphia to win straight up and maybe 2 other games. But, we'll get into that later. The playoff race again. Here we go. AFC, Tennessee, Kansas City, Cincinnati, Buffalo, New England, Indianapolis. And then you have the Chargers and either Raiders or Pittsburgh, which I don't know. We'll see this next weekend what happens. But, man, Tennessee today – got the best news of any football team.
Yeah, they did.
Derrick Henry is cleared to practice.
Yep.
If they get a first-round bye, Derrick Henry is playing in their first game.
Yep, and that's scary for whoever has to face them because when he's in the lineup, Ryan Tannehill without Derrick Henry, say what you want, but Tannehill's athletic enough to make some surprise plays, and he's able to do those when he has Derrick Henry in the lineup.
The play action he can do from Derrick Henry it's the best in the league.
Yeah, you can get that deep ball, and so every once in a while, you know what? Ryan just might bootleg out and run it himself.
Derrick Henry has more rushing yards in a 5-year span than anybody in NFL history.
Wasn't he still considered top 5 in rushing this year with missing
up
all
until
the games?
week 13 or 14? Yeah, it was unreal.
It's insane.
Derrick Henry, he was on pace to shatter the rushing record, to shatter it. So I fully expect if Derrick Henry's healthy, there's only one team that might be able to beat them, and that's New England. Or no, there's 2. I put New England and the Colts that could give them a run for their money. I would love to see Jonathan Taylor versus Derrick Henry.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's talk about ground and pound. Jeez. Except with Tennessee, you don't have really that good of a defense. So the Colts is still good, at least in the secondary. They can get to the quarterback. I would take the Colts in that matchup.
Tennessee, it's unbelievable what they've done so far this year. In order for them to keep 11-5 record, losing Derrick Henry 3 months ago, and they're tied with the Kansas City Chiefs with the top record in the AFC.
Yeah, it's crazy. I didn't think Vrabel was going to be this good of a coach when he got hired. And man, if you're the Houston Texans, you got to feel like, oh man, you're the one that got away.
Yeah,
the one
definitely.
That got away.
Definitely. I still think the Colts might come out of that the AFC. I don't know why. I tell you what, I'm gonna take that back because I didn't know Derrick Henry was coming back. I'm going to take Tennessee with Derrick Henry. I'm sorry, but, man, like they're already 11-5, and they've already been in the AFC title game. I've got them up there. I got them up there.
See, I would take the Colts in as far as, playoff runs, who goes deeper, who has a better chance of representing the AFC in the Super Bowl, simply because I have no faith in Tennessee's defense at all whatsoever. They have a couple of good games here and there, and then that secondary just gets eaten alive. And I feel like the playoffs are just a different animal. You need to have a better secondary, one that can create some more turnovers at least. Even if you bend, don't break, And for that reason, I would take the Colts, but it would be really tough. I can't believe that the Titans are leading the AFC, the number 1 seed right now.
If that's a head-to-head matchup and it's in Tennessee, I'm taking Tennessee.
Really?
Yeah, and obviously it would be. They don't have a chance to catch the Titans, but they
lost to the Titans twice this year.
Titans are good at home, and with Derrick Henry back, that team is wow. If he's healthy, they look incredibly hard to beat. And look, that's the AFC Championship game you want.
Yeah.
Out of all the teams, yes, I get it. Buffalo, look, I love Josh Allen. I think he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league, but there is zero run game there.
Zero.
Absolute. Josh Allen is the run game, and that's not going to get you too far in the playoffs. They might win one game, but that's about it. The New England Patriots, you want to see Bill Belichick and Mac Jones, but again, it's a rookie, Mac Jones. I don't see them handling Indianapolis or Tennessee that well, especially Tennessee with that run game. Those stories would be fun. The Cincinnati Bengals, high flying. Yeah, they're great and fun to watch the last couple of weeks. I don't see that sustainable for too long. It would be NFL records if that was. Just the AFC has all of a sudden turned into a fantastic conference when all season long it's been mediocre.
Thank you for leaving, Tom Brady. Thank you. Thank you for allowing parity in the AFC. This is what the AFC needed. Make the AFC great again.
That is a really, really good point. And, there's not much parity. Well, there is parity. Well, no, there's really not in the NFC. It's the Fab Five. It's been all year long. Mm-hmm. Everybody said it from the very beginning. Green Bay, L.A., Tampa Bay, Dallas, Arizona.
Yep.
That's it.
And I personally, I take Arizona out. To me, it's a Fab 3. But, Arizona's cute. You can put them in there. And this coming from a person that likes the Cardinals. I root for them, whatever. But I'm looking at the Titans' season this year. And, think back to the first 2 weeks. They lost to the Bears. Oh, I'm sorry. That's preseason game. My bad. I was thinking they lost their first 2 games, but they didn't. They lost their first game versus the Cardinals, which is fine. That's not a bad, especially early on in the season. Not a bad team to lose to. No embarrassment there. But, I completely ruined my entire
argument.
Point that I was going to make. Excuse me, people.
Titans, man, look, any of these games, Titans versus Kansas City Chiefs, awesome. Kansas City Chiefs versus Cincinnati, awesome. Titans versus Buffalo, awesome. New England versus Cincinnati, great. Indianapolis Colts versus Kansas City, awesome. Any of these top 6 teams in the AFC now are phenomenal. They're all great to watch. Tennessee, Kansas City. Kansas City is the hottest team in the NFL right now. And Tennessee getting Derrick Henry back, that's going to be the hottest team. So you've got Tennessee, Kansas City, Cincinnati, Buffalo, New England, and Indianapolis.
Yeah.
All of them have a legitimate shot to win the AFC.
They do. So at that point, I start to look at who is the head coach and who is the quarterback that I trust the most. What say you?
I love Tannehill and the Titans. Tannehill's been there. He's not flashy like the other ones, but, everybody's going to say Kansas City. Everybody. But
I don't trust them.
No, you get a good runner. You get the Colts running on them or Tennessee running on them, and you take that ball out of Mahomes' hands, they're in trouble. They're in really bad trouble. And I think Tennessee's great. And look, Kansas City's defense is super vulnerable. They can give up
they are
300-400 yards passing easy. Easy. So Tannehill's a good quarterback. He's not great. I would put him at a B+ like Dak Prescott. He's right there on that level. And you got a runner like Derrick Henry, best in the league. Oh, I don't know. Again, those top 6 teams in the AFC, all of them, every one of those teams, I wouldn't be shocked if they won anything.
I keep forgetting about the Bengals, and I'm not gonna. A dude that is played as little games. You know, he gets injured and everything in rookie year, and he's stellar. I call him Joey Covers because I mean he covers at least a lot his first year.
Yeah.
But that man, when that dude is playing well, it is. I mean, he is unstoppable.
Yep.
Right, but
Yep.
I don't know if I don't have enough to go on.
Yep.
I'm sticking with the Colts in this. I don't know why. I just feel it in my bones. They'll run the ball, good defense, and the quarterback is good enough to make special plays when you need him to. I'm sticking with the Colts.
I think next year Cincinnati be a lot better, a
yeah.
lot more groomed, and they can make a deeper playoff run. I think it's going to be a great story. This is the first time since 1990 that Cincinnati's had a home a playoff game, and it was
wow.
the Houston Oilers they beat in 1990, and so the Cincinnati fans now have really something to root for. So if you're a Bengals fan, this is incredible for you. You have found your franchise quarterback. You have found your franchise wide receiver. This is Desean Watson and DeAndre Hopkins, 5-6 years ago.
Yeah.
For them, this is unbelievable.
An egg on everyone's face who talked all this mess about Jamar Chase
Yep.
and the drops and everything. I don't blame them. I was probably one of them. But, I mean, God, how stupid do we all look now?
He's not dropping the football
No,
right now.
he is not.
He had more receiving yards in that game than Pat Mahomes had passing yards. I'm not sure if that's ever going to happen again.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Trying to wrap my brain around that right now. Like,
Wow.
that's, yeah.
Just unbelievable.
He's nice.
Yeah. So again, man, in the AFC, I thought the AFC was going to be boring. I thought Kansas City Chiefs are going to run away with it. But man, any of these teams, these top six, could win. Like any one of them, and I would not be shocked. Just not at all. And every one of these teams has an amazing storyline. Tennessee, Derrick Henry coming back. Kansas City Chiefs, Pat Mahomes is healthy. Cincinnati Bengals, best quarterback wide receiver duo. Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen, can he just fly around the field? And New England Patriots, Bill Belichick and Mac Jones, a rookie quarterback, and the Indianapolis Colts with the top rusher in the league.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. And you know what? The Bills, if they decide to commit to running their quarterback more than they have been, watch out for them as well.
Yeah, I mean,
they have some special players on defense. We know that you can run the ball on them, but they still have special players on defense, really good secondary. And Josh Allen, he can make plays, but I just want to – we've talked about it, I think, for the past 3 weeks. I want to see him run the ball more.
Yeah, he has to. He is their
threat.
Yeah, 60, 70 rushing yards, and it's hard to beat them. It definitely is. The playoffs are going to be fun in the AFC. I didn't think it was this year. The NFC, on the other hand, is going to be a blast as well, which we all figured out. I already said it. The Fab Five, Green Bay, L.A., Tampa Bay, Dallas, Arizona. Now, you still have San Francisco and Philadelphia down there tussling for their playoff spot. But, Green Bay doesn't really scare me. Like I love Green Bay and I love Aaron Rodgers, but man, I'm going to say it again. Their point differential this year has only been like in the 50s, like 54 points. They've won some really, really close games, and in the playoffs, you cannot make mistakes.
Right.
And you can't, like those close games, you make a mistake, it's over. You're done in the playoffs. So that scares me, and the Los Angeles Rams and Matt Stafford scare the hell out of me too.
Yeah.
Like
when they finally become when they finally blossom from their cocoon and become the offense that we think that they will become,
the greatest show on turf.
It should be
round 2.
It should be. But come on, Matt Stafford, man. I've been a Matt Stafford truther for years.
Me too.
Go Dogs. Guy from Texas. Like I watching him with the Lions for so long was so disgusting and sad, and just felt like a squandering of such a special talent. And now he gets to the Rams, and he's like a pig that's fat and happy.
Yeah.
He's just kind of not doing what I thought was Sean McVay and all these weapons and an offensive line that I thought he was going to do. But that being said, I think they're going to make a deep playoff run. The Packers don't scare you because you're used to watching them lose an NFC championship game.
Yeah, and they're going to match up. The Packers are going to have a home game, and anybody going to Green Bay in January is going to have a really rough time. Sorry, it's going to be cold.
Yep.
You're going to have a rough time down there or up
run
there.
the ball.
And it's going to be, So, like, Philadelphia would give them a little bit of fits if that game were to take place. But, again, and Philadelphia is a cold weather team. San Francisco couldn't go up there and win. Arizona couldn't go up there and win. Dallas couldn't go up there and win. Tampa Bay or the Rams. Like, those are all fair weather teams. Going to Green Bay in January and getting that home field advantage was massively important for Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, no, it is important. I'm trying to think. I feel like the team that's going to beat the Packers is going to be a team that can run the ball really well. And now I'm looking at all the teams, not named the Packers in the NFC, and I'm like, well, who runs the ball that well
it's
other than the Eagles?
Isn't it strange that these teams were so dominant? We thought, like, wow. And now you look, compare the NFC to the AFC, you're like, uh-oh, the AFC has a shot. They have running football teams.
Wow.
You know, like, and you never would have thought that. Even halfway, 3/4 of the way through the year, you're like, Green Bay, LA, Tampa Bay, Dallas, Arizona. One of those teams won the Super Bowl. Now you're like, uh-oh, Tennessee, the Colts, Kansas City's back in there, the Patriots. Now the NFL playoffs are going to be fantastic this year.
Yeah, no, the NFC East, I'm looking at the quarterback. I mean, I'm thinking maybe that's why the NFC is getting so much clout, and we all feel like an NFC team's probably going to win the Super Bowl this year, is because they all have the big name quarterbacks.
Yes.
You have the Dak Prescott, you have Matt Stafford, who's now with the Rams. He's a big name now playing for LA. And then, of course, probably the two greatest ever, definitely greatest right now, Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Now, does Tom Brady losing Antonio Brown and all the injuries to that team, to the wide receiver unit, and Leonard Fournette is injured too, right?
Yeah, and Leonard Fournette's out.
Yeah.
Godwin's out. Mike Evans has been hurt the entire year.
Yep.
Now you've got Antonio Brown stripping and running.
They still haven't cut him.
Yeah, they're trying to trade him, I think. The last word I heard.
You can't trade him right now.
Well, they're trying to get, I think you can. There's a way.
You need him to get suspended.
They've got
That's what it is.
He's still on the roster. I know that. Poor Tom. I hate it for him because 3 weeks ago they looked unbeatable.
Yeah.
They had all their weapons. Now it's the Tom Brady and Gronkowski show again.
Yep.
And I don't think that's going to get it done. Both of them are on. Gronk is a little older now, and Tom obviously is older. If Tom doesn't have those other weapons, and I hate to say it because you never count out Tom. Everybody's been doing it for 20 years.
Yep. Yeah, I'm done doing that.
But
I'm done.
I think that Tom might have some problems this year. Those weapons, dude. Those weapons are all hurt, and Tom Brady, he's going to have a problem doing it all on his own. And here's the main thing about Tampa Bay. Their defense is not even close to what it was last year, and that's what won them the Super Bowl.
Right. Yeah. No, they ate up Mahomes,
yeah.
for sure. Yeah. No, and their secondary is a massive liability.
Yeah, so
massive.
Their defense isn't even close to what it was last year, the Super Bowl champs. So I've got them.
Can't run on them, though.
Man, all these matchups, man. AFC,
I'm excited.
NFC, they're all fantastic, man. And no better game than to try to top it off on Saturday than Dallas at Philadelphia.
Yep.
I mean, dude, that is the football game of football games. For you Dallas fans out there, don't lie to me. You're scared shitless.
Oh, I love it. Call them out. Do it again for the people in the back.
You know you're scared shitless. You are, because if you lose this game,
Yep.
you're in trouble.
Then you have Stephen A. Smith on TV wearing the cowboy hat. He will. Oh my gosh! Can you imagine his reaction?
I like Little Steve.
Yes, Little Steven, Big Steven. I love it. Every time the Cowboys lose, I gotta go to Twitter and see whatever the hell that man's posting. But no, they should be scared because the Eagles have become a decent team. And you know what? Whoever plays the Eagles in the playoffs, I'm not sure if it's if it's already locked in or what.
Not yet.
Whoever they play, nobody wants to face them.
No, it's an ugly winning football, and there's no. They just run the ball down your throat with their quarterback. They run it with their running backs. They have a three-headed monster back there, and then they'll pop up and throw an out route. Now they have Goddard that's really coming on strong.
Yeah.
Dude, they've
Dallas.
Their red zone offense, the Philadelphia red zone offense, is good. Is really good. Like you said, they're going to be a tough team to beat. If you're Philadelphia, you're excited. If you're Cincinnati, you're excited. I don't know. I don't know who's going to win it. I can't even call it. The AFC looks great. The NFC looks great. I take the Titans in the AFC though. I really do. But if you went all the way down to New England, I would, or even Indianapolis, I'm not going to be mad at you.
Yeah.
So, all right, y'all, this is Sports with Balls, man. I'm Jeff Michael. This is Rachel Von Aranja, man. Thank y'all for paying attention, leaving your comments, man, everywhere. We are here every week at 6 p.m. on Wednesdays. Man, we are live. Thank y'all again for tuning in, man. Any last words?
You know what? Go Dogs.
Go Dogs.
Go Dogs. We didn't even get into that today, man.
Didn't even get
Go Dogs. How about them dogs?
All right.
Let's get it done. I want to be celebrating on Monday. My birthday's on Tuesday, so.
All right, guys, look, we got to thank a couple of people before we get out of here. Number one, Construction Concepts, changing corporate culture one design at a time, from hospitality to corporate, luxury, retail, and medical facilities. Their team of experts can update, create a space that exceeds your expectations. Give them a call, 713-589-2682. That's buildithouston.com. And my man, Corey Fitz with a K and Fitz Roofing with a Z. Man, Fitz Roofing is the place to go for all of your roofs, shingles, hard, any roofs you got. This guy's unbelievable. Insurance claims, cash payouts, whatever you want. Go to fitzroofing.com, F-I-T-Z, roofing.com, 832-521-3001. This is Sports with Balls, y'all. Thank you, Rachel, as always.
Thank you.
All right, Mel. We out of here. See you tomorrow.